Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Wednesday Night Racing here at Slow Motion Broadcasting. We are here showing you the Sim Racers Group F-4 Immediate. Week number 9, we're coming to you from the virtual United Kingdom track of Brands Hatch. In the production booth tonight is Adam Thompson. I am Mike Braun, and as always, I am joined by Daniel Hall. Daniel, we've had a very exciting couple weeks of racing, and I really don't think this is going to disappoint at all either.
Yeah, last couple weeks have been action-packed, and this track really lends itself to continuing that action, so I'm excited to see what we have in store tonight.
Absolutely. We're just getting ready and firing off the qualifying right now, but let's jump over and take a look at our points that we got currently set up right now. As we usually do right off the top, we've got your Intermediate 1 class, Varun Bali, leading the way right now with 126 points. Alex Velasco with 118. Josh Corwin and Tyrone Da Silva are tied in the 3rd spot with 86 points. And Jason, the Captain Kotcher, not too far back with 84 points. And then in the intermediate 2 class, we got Jose Navas at 129, Chris Wang with 118, Rafael Cardenas with 88, Kukaran Dillon with 70, and also tied with him with 70 is Thomas Brashear, rounding out your top 5. And then in the Inter Alien class, we got Stephen Case running by himself right now with 175 points. We're hoping to get some more aliens here as the season progresses, but Stephen is running by himself. And noticeably tonight, Daniel, we are missing somebody tonight.
Yeah, like you mentioned, that Inter-Alien Stephen Case, he is not on the track tonight. He's going to miss this one, so really opens it up for the top spot in the overall now, and it'll be interesting to see if people are a little more aggressive and risky to try to get that position now that it's more or less open, as opposed to Stephen just kind of dominating like he has been.
Yeah, I think there's definitely going to be some more elbows out. Jason's already said tonight that he is looking to get his elbows out and get frisky with these guys. So we will have to see. So Daniel, let's jump on board with Billy Campbell Peach and see what kind of lap he can turn here.
Yeah, he's running down start-finish line just there into Paddock Hill Bend, the famous turn. Really blind apex, kind of right-hand downhill, carrying a lot of speed. These cars are really going to use that momentum as he heads into Druid's Bend in turn 2, keeping it tight through here. Open it up on the apex into turn 3, the 90-degree left-hander, Graham Hill Bend. Use up all the curb on the inside, all the curb on the outside, and a little bit of that AstroTurf to get carry as much speed into this corner. Surtees turn 4, long sweeping left hand, almost 180, feeds you into this long backstretch section. It's going to be a big opportunity for drafting and passing, and really going to open it up here. And then 90-degree right hand Hawthorne's Bend, still carry a lot of speed, and then you slow down a little bit more for the turn 6 right here. It's a little trickier to navigate. Really important to get a good run out of here as you kind of feed into the next set of corners, turn 7, and then into a tight Sterling's Bend, turn 8. That's going to set you up for another long straightaway. Draft's going to be key for all these drivers in these slightly underpowered Formula 4 cars. And then into Clark Curve, turn 9. It's going to feed you out onto the straightaway. And that is a lap on board here at Brands Hatch.
A good clean lap. There was a no commentator curse there on Billy Campbell Peach, as we are very well known to do here at SMB. So, but this track's definitely going to be a challenge. It's so flowing and so, so dependent on carrying so much speed through. And there's really only a couple hard braking zones on these. So, Daniel, it's like you said, it's going to be pretty heavy on the draft with those, what Ron likes to call the 2x4 of wings that are on these things. It should be interesting to see what these guys can do with some draft, as we've got a couple lap times starting to come through. Daniel out in front with the 069 with a 124.03. Then you got Chris with a 124.8. So these guys just trying to get the tires warmed up and see what kind of lap times they can produce, as we're kind of jumping around with a couple guys. Tyrone De Silva with a purple sector 3 comes across the line, and let's see, up to the top on the leaderboard now with a 123.98 for Tyrone. Looks like he sent it full send into that first turn, Daniel, trying to finish that lap at full speed.
Yeah, sacrificed his next lap a little bit, but got a solid time up on the board, but that is quickly eclipsed by Alex Velasco, now taking your top spot in car 777. So Alex, he got through turn 1, so he's going to try to go again and see if he can improve. He goes way wide, probably to avoid that 44 car of Diego Posada. He was off just in front of him. That's Adam's favorite driver. So Alex is going to regroup, try to settle it back in for his next lap as he comes around.
So we got 15 minutes of open qualifying for these guys. We're about 6 minutes down right now. So still got about 9 minutes to go. These guys are really just letting those tires get warmed up and get connected, or do a little Tokyo drift around that turn. Let's see. It was a great save, but it must be because it's a Lewis Hamilton paint job and car number. It's got to be why. So I'm getting yelled at in my producer's ear by somebody who is a LH fan. But back to the racing action. Looks like we got Kalen Michaelwitz now taking over the lead spot, 123.63. And let's see if anybody else. Danush Paborji, that internet sensation, he is in the second spot, just a tenth second behind. Dropping Alex Velasco down to the third spot, Chris Wang in fourth, and Tyrone down to the fifth spot. So it looks like everybody's just kind of getting settled in. We're just kind of getting to spacing each other out and getting a good run and trying to stay out and spinning around like Kalen just did right there. But one nice thing about the league is it is a no damage league. So if these guys do take a tumble into the wall, break a wing off, something like that, it just magically reappears and comes back on, and then they can resume racing. So intermediate class. So this is kind of an intermediate level class of drivers, unless you're the alien Steven, who is not here tonight. But you'll see that some of these guys' ability levels are ranging a little bit, Daniel, as we've got some guys that are really pushing the limits of Steve sometimes, but some of them are still just getting the controls of these cars.
Yeah, and you kind of have that in a developmental league like this, and the spreads can be quite varied. Right now we got about a 5-second gap between first and 22nd, so those ranging speeds and ability levels might play into some traffic we'll see tonight. I don't know exactly how much the traffic's going to play into it, but it could definitely be an issue. We saw that a couple weeks ago at Oschersleben during the rainstorm there. That was a big discrepancy in car control ability. It seemed played into that. So we might see some of that tonight. Big gravel traps here that might get drug out onto the track and cause some traction issues. So anything's possible.
I don't think it's might be an issue there. If you could just see in that last sector while we were watching Paul Mirchek come through what is turn 8, there is all kinds of droppings and gravel and grass all over the turn. So it is definitely going to be all over into turn number 1, as you can watch Paul come across the line right now. Comes across the stripe with a 128.2, still putting him down towards the bottom of the field. But you'll definitely see a lot of droppings around the track. You can see them on that outside line around turn 2 there, around Druids Bend. This is a real interesting track. It's real fun to drive. There is plenty of runoff. That is not, not a penalty, not an X for you. But there are a lot of spots that if you do just dip a tire off into one little section, it will definitely give you an X. So we're closing in on 5 minutes left, about 5:30 left on the master clock still. Kalen Michaelwitz is still your leader on the board right now. Daniel Lubivi in the second spot now with a 123.9. So you've got your top 7 cars all in the 123s right now. So the field's starting to get a little quicker. And right now you've got Kalen Michaelwitz, Daniel Lubivi, Danush Paborji, Chris Wang, Joshua Corrin, Alex Velasco, and Tyrone De Silva, all in the top 7, all cracking into that 123 range. We see Thomas Brashear with a green sector too, not able to really pick up his time with a 126.7 up into the 19th spot. But nobody really flying right now. You see Embriette Hyde with 2 green sectors as she's starting to come around. And all sorts of carnage coming into turn 1 there. I think Embriette just going full send. Joshua Corrin going top of the board, 123.5. So Josh going all the way up to the top, and is definitely getting real tight up there. It's only less than a tenth of a second separating your top 2 cars right now. Top 3 cars, because you got Kalen Michaelwitz with a 123.63 and Daniel Lubivi with a 123.64. So, man, this field is getting really tight here, Daniel.
Yeah, this action's definitely picked up, and these drivers are going to be right on top of each other if these times hold. So it's going to be really important to get everything. Oh, as he almost had a major incident there. Car going wide. That was Kalen Michaelwitz, currently in second place, trying to get everything out of it, and almost got a little bit more with the driver that was stopped out there on the outside of turn 1.
It looks like everybody's following suit with that full send into turn 1 to try to get those last couple tenths. because it was like everybody in the sand trap. I think it was a taping of Baywatch going on over there or something. I'm not quite sure. But we're watching Daniel Lubevi, that third place car coming down the front, not so straightaway, comes across the line and not going to improve. Still staying on to that third spot. But we're starting to close in on time. We've got 3 minutes left on the clock, so it's enough for these guys to get around about 3 more times and see if they can improve on their laps. But Joshua Corrin still in the pits right now, out on the front with a 1:23.57. Everybody kind of with those yellow sectors right now, so nobody really showing any super fast pace as we are watching Kayla Michaelwitz come around and come across the line with a 1:25.2 that time. So definitely not on pace right now. Alex Velasco with a purple sector 1, but a bunch of yellows. Oh, purple sector 4 for Alex Velasco. So we'll have to see if he can slip it around as he's coming down the front straightaway one more time. Comes across the line, and it's a 23.9. So not going to improve for him. Actually, excuse me, that was a 1:23.05. Our scoring on the bottom was incorrect. 1:23.05 for Alex Velasco to put him on the pole by a half a second, Daniel.
Wow, that was quite the lap. And that's a statement here with Stephen Case gone, the first place up for the taking. He just went out and laid it all out there and said, hey, if you want it, you're going to have to go through me tonight. So Alex Velasco showing a lot of speed here late in this qualifying session.
Yeah, definitely. And we got about 2 minutes left on the clock as we're watching the captain, Jason Kotcher, coming around in that red and white Sim Racers group car number 422. Sitting in the 8th spot right now in qualifying, but on a push lap right now. And that should still be a clean lap right there. I think you have to really stay on to that AstroTurf area, as you kind of talked about it in the parade lap we did earlier, with the onboard lap. So
yeah,
you really got to keep those tires on there.
It's really forgiving there in terms of how wide you can go. But yeah, you got to be careful in a qualifying session like this. You can push it a little too far and get nipped for off track. So something that he was gonna have to keep in mind there. You're on board with Adam Duvall. He came by and doesn't look like he improved from his 1:25.0. So he's still running down in 13th place. We'll see if there's anybody else that comes around and is improving their time. Thomas Brashear just about to finish his lap. Not sure he's improving. Looks like these times have slowed down. I kind of expected them to pick back up, and they kind of did right in that middle section of this qualifying session. But it seems like either the track's heated up a little bit, or these tires are starting to go away on these cars, and doesn't look like many people are making great strides in their lap times.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's kind of in their yellow sectors right now, as we got about 15 seconds left on the clock for these guys to get a lap started, to get around one final time. They're really trying to push to get through. But like you said, they may have smoked those tires up quite a bit, as we saw a few guys in the pits and on out laps right now. So they may have gone in for some fresh sticker tires, and that is time on the clock. So everybody coming by the stripe right now will be completed. As you see Igor Grunsky come by with a 26.3. Kalen Michaelwitz dropping it down to a 1:23.3. Tyrone Da Silva dropping it down to a 1:23.6. So we got a couple movers there towards the top of the field. Jason Thrantham, couple green sectors for him coming around the last sector right now. Jason sitting in the 11th spot right now is going to come across the stripe, and Jason has no time. I'm sorry, Jason had no time, so that was an invalid time. So that's going to keep him down off the board. As we are looking through, everybody else is in yellows and no clean laps. As
that lap's not going to count.
Now that one, that is an exploratory lap where he's testing the durability engineering for the vehicle to make sure it's structurally sound.
I think he wanted to try the see if the F-4 was a good rally cross vehicle. I don't think it's quite that. It's a little stiff on the suspension and probably not as durable as you want in a rallycross scenario.
Well, he was looking for the Joker lap. That's what it was. He was just looking for that short one. But last couple cars coming around to finish their lap. And that's not how you want to finish a lap. Oh
Yeah, he's. I don't think that one's going to count.
no, definitely not. As we watch the new Inter 1 resident of Ope Oladipo finishing in his last lap. Ope had a great run last week, and that's going to push him up into that Inter 1 class. So that is the end of qualifying, and we'll let qualifying get sorted out, and we will have your standings for the class of Intermediate 1 and Intermediate 2. As we slowly rotate the abacus and make it hand crank to turn it on. Our producer is feverishly working, and here we go. This is our standings. It's going to be Alex Velasco on the pole with a 1:23.05. What a fantastic lap from Alex. Then you got Kalen Michaelwitz in the second spot. In third, Joshua Corwin, Tyrone Da Silva fourth, Danush Paborji fifth, Daniel Lubivi on the sixth spot. And then you got your first Inter 2 driver of Christopher Wang on the seventh spot, Thomas Bashir eighth, Jason Kotcher ninth, Jose Navas 10th, Ope Oladipo will be 11th, Kukaran Dillon will be lining up in the 12th spot, Adam Duvall 13th, Diego Posada 14th, Rafael Cardenas 15th, Billy Campbell Peach on the 16th, Surab Vase on the 17, Aaron Van Wagner on the 18, Ken Glasser 19th, Igor Grunsky on the 20. Then you got Neil Day 21, Rodolfo Samudio on the 22, Paul Mirchik on the 23, Embriette Hyde on the 24, and then you got Jason Trantham back there in the 27th spot, not turning a timed lap. Daniel, we are getting gridded up. We are getting all set. What do you think is going to happen here into turn 1?
I'm gonna guess that there might be some carnage. If I had to guess, they were pretty clean last week, but this turn 1 it's kind of blind, and somebody goes off, somebody checks up. I think we could see some action going down, and might put a damper on the start of some of these drivers' races. I'm rooting for a clean start, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah, because if we say it's going to clean start, then it's going to be a commentator's curse, and it's not going to work. So we're definitely getting everybody lined up, getting the last few cars gridded up. Turn 1, luckily, is just a good sweeper. It's just a good hard sweeper. But turn 2 is that hard braking zone, and that could be where we see a little bit of issues, and some guys may slide off in turn 1. We'll have to see here shortly as we are getting things gridded up, waiting for those last couple cars to get set. We are gridded officially. Here comes our 5 lights. 3, 4, 5. And green flag, we are racing here at Brands Hatch with our SRG team coming down into turn 1. You got a good start from Alex Velasco, Mikowitz, and Corwin going side by side into turn 1. Mikowitz Kalen getting that whole shot now, but Joshua Corwin goes on the inside, sibs him the wheel. I'd say give him the door, but they don't have any on these cars. But Joshua Corwin up to the second spot. Caleb Mikowitz in third. Danush Paborji in fourth. Tyrone Da Silva in the fifth spot. Everybody getting pretty clean through there, Daniel.
Yeah, it looks like there were no major issues. So hats off to these drivers, these guys and girls. They were really clean, a lot better than your traditional F4 race, I would say, real life or in sim. So that's going to set these drivers up pretty well. So we see Alex Velasco still holding the lead on Joshua Corwin, but now back through the pack, Jose Navas Molina in the 4-car running P11. It's right about where he started. Looks like he lost a spot to Ope Oladipo on that first lap. We keep going back through the field. Looks like we got a spinner in the back. That was Ken Glasser. Yep, the 41. He gets back going. We'll take a look and see what happens to Ken. Looks like he takes the defensive line a little bit, maybe to block the 28. Maybe sets him up. Yeah, pushes wide and just gets on the grass and has to lock it up. And that's going to cost him. But he gets back going, and now we get back on to the top of the field.
Yeah, back up on top with Joshua Corwin sitting in that third spot, really putting some pressure down on Kalen Michaelwitz. But yeah, he cannot look ahead too far because he has that internet sensation, the Danush Paborji, sitting right behind him in that black and white car number 023. But going down on the inside of the Danush, you've got the red car of Daniel Lubivi trying to make a move on them. These guys are just going to go single file here for a little bit. And we'll have to see how Kalen got back by. Let's see here. Kalen Michaelwitz looking on that inside, making a great run coming out of turn 9 and running down that front straightaway to take that inside line and take back that second spot from Joshua Corwin. But as you see, just a whole gaggle of cars running through the trees there as we've got all side-by-side action going on, and it looks like we've got everybody kind of holding on into place right now, but Danush Paborji getting by Corwin. Paborji up into the 3rd spot now, working his way up 2 positions from a starting grid, and just barely got close to that wall, that grass there. But here's the replay on it. Corwin getting a little high on that outside, and Danush going on the inside there, Daniel.
Yeah, Danush just stayed right there to the right side of him and was able to finally send it around and get by Josh Corwin there. So we'll see if he can hold on. Looks like Michaelwitz locked it up a little bit. Now side by side, that is this 069 of BV and the 480 of Tyrone Da Silva. They were side by side there for a bit. Looks like Lubivi's going to get the advantage out of that turn 3. So that battle starting to heat up, and Tyrone's going to be careful. He's going to drop a spot into Chris Wing's clutches. I see somebody go off behind there. I'm not exactly sure. Is that Ope? This is Kulkaran Dillon. He had another issue. I'm going to replay of that right here. Yeah, he was just wide, and I don't know if there's no traction out there or what, but he just overcooked it and went around.
Yeah, there's all sorts of gravel and everything, as you can see on the track, and you can see some sections where you can see the grass just flowing and coming off these tires just right about there. But Kalen Michaelwitz making a great run. He's going to be coming off of turn 9 here to come down the front straightaway. Let's see if he can make that same move that he made on Joshua Corwin a couple laps earlier, and just not able to make any headway right now as we're right down that nose cam. Hard, just really just kind of touch the brakes a little bit to get these things in. And Kalen not able to hit that apex, but still able to carry a good amount of turn. And this is that hard braking zone into turn 2. This is where a good passing zone is, as you see Kalen really close in on Alex. And then we make that left-hand turn into turn 3 where you can really catch some turn. But, there is another car off the track. That is Joshua Corwin. Corwin going from the 3rd spot all the way down to about 11th now, Daniel. What happened to him?
Yeah, we'll take a look at here through turn 1. Looks like he was clean through there, so it must have happened in turn 2. Let's see what happens. Oh, yeah, just gets in too hot, locks it up, and tries to keep it going and ends up spinning around. So that's going to... Oh, man, that was a close rejoin, too. He didn't quite keep it all the way to the right there, and probably hearts and mouth moment for some of the drivers behind. But this battle for the lead is heating up. Kayla Michaelwitz giving it everything he has, trying to run down Alex Velasco. We'll see if he can get another run. It's so critical. He's heading to that last turn 9. It's important to get a run out of there. That's going to set you up down this long straightaway. Don't think he's going to be close enough to get to him, but he might be able to tuck in, get some draft. Yep, that gap is coming down, so he's making up a little bit of ground. We'll see if he's able to maintain it through Paddock Hill Bend.
Yeah, it's getting close, but if you don't look now, look who's sitting in that 3rd spot and closing that gap. Danush Paborji with the fast lap of the race, a 122.8. That's faster than qualifying times, and he is closing in fast on these guys. But Kalen all over the back wing of Alex right now as they come into turn 4 right now. Really long, lazy left-hander turn, but you want to make sure you carry that good speed so you have all this long straightaway. So Kalen all over the back wing, trying to get a good run. He's got to run on that outside. Alex plays that defensive line and holds that inside line down, and he's not able to make that move yet. Kalen, he might be saving a little bit of space. Oh, and Danush, look how close he is getting now. Danush sitting there in that 3rd spot. This is going to be a 3-way battle as they come down the front straightaway. I think Kalen's really going to save himself for a move down the front straightaway like he did against Joshua Corwin earlier as they come into turn 8 right there. and down into turn 9. Kalen sitting back here just getting a good run on the exit. Let's see if he can make a push. And Alex makes a great exit through there, and Kalen makes a real tight line. I don't know if he's trying to play defense. Yep, he's playing defense because here comes Danush Paborji in the 023. Going to carry some speed around turn 1. Can't quite hold it coming through there. But then they're playing defensive here too, as Kalen goes back on the defense, holds that inside line into turn 2, and Danush Paborji is going to have to wait a little bit longer to try to make that pass.
Yeah, Mikowitz, you saw, he got real defensive through that whole section. That cost him a lot of ground. He's now almost a second back of Alex Velasco. So that pressure put on by Danush Paborji, as you see Mikowitz go wide, this might be Danush's chance. He looks to the left. He's going to have some overlap. Will he be able to hold it around the outside, side by side? I think he had to back out of there. Yep. That's going to leave Mikowitz in front for now, but he's not giving up yet. Danush still holding tight there, but now ducks in behind. So that's going to be that battle stopped for a temporary, but wow, that's going to allow Alex to start pulling away. He's up to a 1.8 second lead as those two are still battling tooth and nail behind him. We'll see if Danush can get the run that Kalen has been getting all race.
Wasn't the best spot to try to make that move. It should have made it a little bit later and tried to drive it off the exit. But that's all this is doing is giving Alex Velasco that breathing room and definitely giving him that gap, as you said, Daniel. He's 2.5 seconds ahead of these guys when just a couple laps ago these guys were on his back tail. So these two going side by side, all that's doing is pulling them away from Alex Velasco. But Daniel Lubivi is closing that gap as Danush Paborji now up into the second spot. Here comes Daniel Lubivi around the outside. He's going to try to make a move on Kalen Makowitz as they're coming onto that straightaway and just got a bad move off of there. But Kalen trying that outside, trying to get a run on and makes a move on Danush Paborji down the straightaway. Kalen Mikowitz back up into second. These guys are just going at it. We're not even able to really watch any of the other racing because all the action is sitting up here in the top 3 and top 4.
Yeah, but it is absolutely amazing action right now. These guys have been practically side by side for 2 full laps now. That really allowed Daniel Lubivi to come in, and now it's a 3-car battle for second place. But Danush got a bad run. That allowed Kalen to get by him, and now he's going to have to do all of that work once again to get by Kalen Makowitz to try to get regain that second position.
Well, as we're coming up on the halfway point, let's do a run through the entire field to see where everybody's at. Out in front is Alex Velasco opening up to a 3-second advantage. Then you got that battle we were watching. Kalen Mikowitz in the second spot. Danush Paborji going on the inside, trying to take over, but sitting in third. In the 4th spot, we've got Daniel Lubivi in that red 069. In the 5th spot, you've got Tyrone Da Silva joining in on this fight. So it's going to be a big cluster fight here in a minute. Then you got the captain in the 6th spot, Jason Kocher. In 7th, you've got your first Inter 2 leader of Christopher Wang, kind of silently holding on to that lead right now. And in the 8th spot behind him is Ope Oladipo. We've seen him kind of dip off the track a couple times, but able to hang on to that 8th spot. Then you got a little bit of a gap back to the 9th spot of Jose Navas in the number 4 car, sitting in the 9th spot, kind of running in no man's land right now. In the 10th spot, you've got Adam Duvall. In 11th is Billy Campbell Peach laying it down right now, just tucked in behind Adam to try to give him a fight. And then in the 12th spot, we've got Diego Posada in the all-ever famous Lewis Hamilton 044 paint scheme. Right behind him is Joshua Corwin. Corwin having some issues earlier. Oh, there goes your buddy Adam. And right across the track. That is going to leave a mark. But now it doesn't, and they're all fixed. So, say Rob Vay's up into the 13th spot now on a freebie. So not fighting on that one at all. In the 14th spot now is Thomas Brashear. In the 15th spot is Joshua Corwin trying to get settled back up as we see another car, Neil Day, dropping off the track. Neil was sitting in that 18th spot. And let's see, we go back to 16th, and we got Kukaran Dillon running in the 16th spot. 17th spot is Jason Trantham. 18th spot is Igor Grunsky. And the 19th spot is Embriette Hyde, working her way up 5 spots from her qualifying spot. Then Rafael Cardenas in the 20th spot, dropping back a few, kind of working on the inside of Embriette coming into turn 1. Rafael coming up to 19th, Embriette dropping back to 18th. Whoa, 18th and 19th, just going at it. Just kidding on that. Back in the 20th spot, we've got Ken Glasser now taking over the spot away from Neil Day. Neil Day dropping back to the 21st. Paul Mirchek in 22nd. Rafael Samudo in the 23rd. And it looks like we've got Joshua Corwin in the pits right now. So everybody else is off the track. So we're going back up front. This is where the action has been most of the time, Daniel. And it looks like Tanush Paborji is in second and kind of pulling away a little bit.
Yeah, Tanush has gotten the better of Michaelwitz now, and he's going to set his sights on trying to run down Alex Velasco. He's going to have 7 minutes as we look back and see how he made that move work. Looks like Kalen Michaelwitz just went a little bit wide. That allowed Tanush to get side by side and ultimately past him. And I think that's what sealed the deal so far. So that's going to allow Tanush to kind of focus out front. And Michaelwitz is going to have to fight off Tyrone and Daniel and Jason Kotcher and that whole pack right there. So we'll see what happens there. You look on board now, or look at Christopher Wang, leader in Inter 2 now. Kind of in no man's land. You can see the group out in front, but no one really pressuring him from behind. Run with Tanush now as he slides through that corner. Oh no! Who was that? That was Tyrone De Silva. He went wide. I don't know if there was contact there. Oh, and he gets back on and just, I think the tires getting the debris and the gravel all over him. I think that's what ultimately resulted in that spin. But we'll see what happens here. He goes to the inside. Oh, and he just went way too far inside. He got up on that inside curb, and that kicked him out sideways. And yeah, car just did not have the grip once he came back on the track. So that cost him. That's going to drop him down to 8th position. Now he's going to have a lot of work to do to try to recover. As we see the battle for 6th now heating up. That is Christopher Wang, your Inter 2 leader, and Ope Oladipo, the former Inter 2 driver as of last week. So, yeah, this battle is going to be heating up.
Good moves right now as Ope's looking for a run down that straightaway, getting a little bit of draft off of Christopher Wang. If Wang was smart, he would just go ahead and let him go. I mean, like we said, the points for this division, Inter 1 gets their own points, Inter 2 gets their own points. So he's not really fighting him for any points battle. Christopher Wang is actually in the lead of Inter 2 and looking to take home the max points for that class as we're back on top with Alex Velasco out in front. He still has about a 3-second advantage on Tanush Paborji. Paborji with about a last lap, about a half second quicker than Alex. So he's closing in a little bit, but it's about 5 minutes left to go. As you see Paborji with about a 0.6 of a second faster. Velasco comes by with a 1:23.4 and Paborji with a half second quicker. So, I mean, it's close, but he might be running out of time. Ooh, man, he may be getting under his helmet though. Danush may be, all his YouTube friends and all his clannies might be going after Alex here and getting in his head. So he might be sweating a little bit, Daniel.
Yeah, but I think Danush had an issue there now. The lead's up to 3 seconds, even with that mistake from Velasco. So I don't know if Danush also locked it up in there. Maybe this track is getting a little tricky out there. These conditions are really making it hard on these drivers to be consistent. So we're back here with this battle now. That's Billy Campbell Peach and Adam Duvall battling really hard for 10th. As they go in, they're going to go side by side. Adam's going to have the inside position. He gets a little bit of that curb. We'll see what that does to his run. I think that's going to allow Billy to keep up there. Yeah, they're side by side, dead even. They're going to be a little bump drafting almost. It looked like it for a second there, but Diego wisely probably backs out of that. He's going to pick up the spot on Adam Duvall. Now he's going to set his sights on Billy Campbell Peach, see what he can do, try to get another run at him right here. Oh no, that's
Ooh.
Tyrone De Silva. Saw him go off earlier, and looks like he just had another issue. That's going to drop him down. He's going to rejoin right in front of that group that we were just watching battle with Billy Campbell Peach and Adam Duvall. So they're going to go side by side, see what that shakes out.
Something happened to Diego Posada too, because he was running with these guys and he's down to 11th now. So he must have done the same thing and kind of dropped back a little bit. He's back to 14th now. Excuse me. Diego did something. Not sure what happened as we were watching Tyrone go off the track. Diego looks like he just got a tire off the track and spun out and just waited for a good clean rejoin. He did the right thing there, so good job on Diego to wait, but looked like a rough turn for him as he just dipped that tire into the grass and it just went spinning around on him as we've got about 2 minutes left to go and closing in on time, and Alex Velasco's lead is really diminishing here. Last 2 laps have been 2/10, and
those are sectors, Mike.
Oh wow, I was missing that. So Danush Baborgi on the move right now as they come by. Velasco comes by with a 23.6, Danush with a 22.8, almost a full second quicker. So Alex Velasco may be feeling the pressure, maybe feeling the heat from Danush, but he's only got a minute and a half to go, Daniel. He's got to hang on to this.
Yeah, I think that's going to be about 2 laps for these guys. So if Danush can just keep ramping up the pressure, and maybe he might have a chance to get there. If he gets big enough in that rearview mirror, who knows what's going to happen? Alex could end up pressuring Alex into a mistake. So we'll have to keep our eye on that. Keep an eye on those times and see what happens. But with Alex, he'll see if he can keep it straight. And now back to this battle. Tyrone De Silva looking by. Looks like he's going to finally get by Billy there. And that's going to allow Adam Duvall to rejoin that battle. But yeah, Tyrone's going to look to rebound as best he can. I don't know if he's quite got the speed to run down Jose Navas, who's about 4.8 seconds up the road. So he's going to try to put his head down and just pull away so he doesn't have to deal with this battle behind him.
Yeah, this is going to be our closest battle right now for that 9th and 10th spot. But we're back up front with Alex Velasco, and here comes the traffic on the white flag lap. This is their last lap. Alex Velasco going into turn 1, having to deal with some lap traffic. It may surprise some of these drivers as he's coming up on Embriette Hyde right now into turn 1, trying to get on the inside of her and go down into turn 3. And Danush Baborgi back there behind. And you see a spinning car over there, the car number 41 of Ken Glasser getting off the track. But out of the way, no issues at all. Alex Velasco still trying to hang on to this lead. He has been out front the entire time. As you see that other white car just about 3 seconds back is Danush Baborgi in that second spot, trying to will his way in, trying to will in closer as we go back with the Inter 2 leader, Christopher Wang. Again, Christopher Wang's been kind of like in no man's land most of this race. He hasn't had anybody around him. He's been able to just kind of drive his own race, and he is about ready to come home in first for that Inter 2 class. But a great battle for the 6th and 7th spot right now. 5th and 6th spot. Jason Kocher in the 422 hanging on to that 5th spot. Ole Opadipo in that 6th spot trying to make a move. Oh, and you see the 41 car spinning around again. Glasser going around behind there. Lots of rocks, lots of sand all over as we are coming around for the checkered flag. Alex Velasco coming down the front straightaway, taking his first win in the Inter 1 class. Here comes Danush Baborgi. Really close that gap, but here comes the battle for that 5th and 6th spot. You've got Kocher and Ope going at it as they come across the line. Ope Oladipo able to sneak by and take that 5th spot and snip it away from Jason Kocher. Christopher Wang coming by, taking the win in Inter 2 class as we jump back to about the 17th spot with Jason Trantham and looks like Rafael Cardenas. Real close battle for that 17th and 18th spot coming around the last set of turns here. This is turn 7 coming into that was 6 coming into turn 7 here. It's another right-hand turn And then we get set up into that left turn number 8 of Sterling's Bend. This is where they get a good run. You really want to get a good drive off of this exit. Rafael Cardenas trying to get a good run, trying to close that gap on Jason. Just not able to quite get there as they come off of turn 9 and down the front straight one final time. Cardenas is going to hang on to that 17th spot and stay there. Jason Trantham will finish in the 16th spot. So we got one more car wheeling its way around right now. Paul Mirchek coming around one final time to finish in the 18th spot. And coming around the last turn right now, Paul will come home in the 18th spot. But Daniel, that was some pretty crazy racing up top that whole time.
Yeah, that was a great battle for your podium positions, and that was really exciting. Even at the end there with Ope Oladipo, he just got by Jason Kocher 49 thousandths of a second. So really tight battle there.
Definitely. And here is our final results. Taking home the overall win, Alex Velasco taking the win wire to wire. Danush Paborji with the hard charger working into that second spot, moving up 3 spots from his qualifying to get into second. Kayla Michaelwitz finishing in third. Daniel Lubivi finishing in fourth. Ope Oladipo finishing in fifth, just getting by Jason Kocher there at the end. Jason getting back into that 6th spot. Then we have your Inter 2 class winner, Christopher Wang, in the 8th spot, Jose Navas, and then Tyrone De Silva in 9th. Billy Campbell, Peach Drew in a great recovery drive, getting up into that 10th spot. Adam Duvall finishing in 11th. And then you've got Serab Vase finishing in 12th, Diego Posada in 13th, Kukaran Dillon in 14th, Igor Grunsky in 15th. In the 16th spot, you got the big mover right now, Jason Trantham, going up 11 spots from his qualifying position to get 16th. Rafael Cardenas finishing in the 17th. In the 18th spot, you've got Paul Mirchek. In the 19th spot, Thomas Brashear. Neil Day finishing in 20th. Rodolfo Samudio finishing in 21st. And Briette Hyde finishing 22nd. Ken Glasser finishing 23rd. Joshua Corwin finishing 24th. And Aaron Van Wagner finishing in the 25th spot. So great run with these guys. And I think we've got a couple interviews coming up here. And we will take our first one, and I will take our internet sensation, the world famous YouTube internet sensation, Danush Paborji. Danush, man, what a great finish. What a great run at the end of that race for you.
Yes. I was just trying to keep it clean and then just trying to get through the field. Ran out of laps, though. But had I gotten past them a little earlier, maybe a different story. But shout out to OSU co-residents watching and everybody else.
Yeah, that was a great. You were closing in. You were a good, half to 3/4 of a second a lap faster than him towards the end. Did you think you had enough in you, or did you were kind of like just reserved to taking that second spot?
I thought I could. Had I kept past, who was it, Kalen? But after that, once I got past him, it was like not enough laps. But I was hoping for lap traffic at the end, but not to happen.
Yeah, it looked like you guys caught traffic, but also it looked like Alex kind of went locked in the brakes into turn 2 one time, and I think you may have followed suit with him because you had a good opportunity to catch up, but you just gave it right back to him.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not even mad that I got away with it, so I'll take it.
It was a great run, but looks like you've been quite busy off the track as well. You're going through some medical doctoring right now?
Yes, I'm in family medicine residency in Tulsa, Oklahoma at OSU. So, and then all my co-residents and people watch. Because I just blast them with the links, so I force them.
Well, just a reminder that when we do open our new sandwich deli, you are the first sandwich that we're going to have. And we are going to have the Paborji sandwich for sure.
Thank you. Yeah, the old DP special. I appreciate it.
You bet, buddy. Anything for you, buddy. So
I love it.
Since appreciate you guys. Here, anything you want to shout out or give thanks to while you're up here in the booth with us?
No, just OSU residency, my fiance Francine, who puts up with me, and then all my friends watching. So, and you two guys, you guys do a great job.
Thank you very much. And Danush, great job running tonight. Congrats on finishing in second, and we look forward to seeing you the rest of the season.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. That was our second place finisher, Danush Paborji. Daniel, who do you have lined up?
Yeah, I got second place in Inter 2. Jose Navas here with me. Jose, second place in class. Did you think you had anything for Chris there toward the end?
No, not at all.
Straight to the point. I like that, Jose.
No, Chris is way too fast for me. So I already know on the race that at the beginning, if I cannot get him at the beginning to try to keep him behind, it's just a matter of just being on my rhythm, keeping an eye on the people behind, and just be on that area in the center where nobody can run into me or I can run into anybody.
Yeah. Well, we noticed that the track was a little bit tricky, it seems. Did the debris and all that stuff, did that play into what we saw there? It looked like it caught some guys out. I don't know if you ran into any of that or not.
No, I did see the dirt, but no, I don't think, like, for me it wasn't it wasn't a factor. One of the goals for me when I'm racing is to survive. Like, that's the first thing that I have in mind: survive and not get incident points. So on practice, I tend to make a lot of mistakes, and then on the race, I try to stay like at 95%. That means is that if there is dirt on the track, I'm not at the limit, so I'm just not gonna go off track because of that. So I think, personally, the amount of dirt that was today, it wasn't catching me off guard.
Well, that's a good strategy, and it paid off for you. I always ascribe to the old saying, to finish first, you must first finish, and it seems like that's a good strategy and paid off for you. So anybody you wanna give a shout out to while you're up here in the booth?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, from the SRG community, of course, this idea of finish and first, and then you can focus on speed. That's definitely something that Jason has taught us. Doing a lot of endurance racing really helps with my colleagues, Alex, Adam, which are part of the SRG community too. It has been awesome. I learned a lot from them too. And then that's from the SRG community. And then I know I have my mother-in-law listening. I'm sure she's super happy. She's enjoying the races. She's seeing every single race every week. So just want to say hi to her. Tell her that we love you very much. So yeah. Yeah, of course, my wife. Otherwise, I'm gonna be sleeping on the couch.
Well, that's a good one to get there right at the end there, Jose. So congrats on your solid run, and look forward to seeing more of your racing this season.
Thank you very much.
That was Jose Navas. And Mike, I believe you have our next interview.
I do. Pulling into the next interview right now is our new racer here at the SRG, Ope Oladipo. Ope, you had a kind of an eventful race early on, and then towards the end, you had a good pass on the captain there.
Yeah. Yes, I did. It wasn't really the best, it's qualifying the best starts. And I had to figure out why during the race. So yeah.
Yeah, Brands Hatch is a little tricky on the track, and you get a lot of guys going off the track and leaving those droppings on the track. Did that attribute to any of your issues? Because we saw a couple times you may have gotten spun out or off the track a little bit.
Yeah, traffic was not kind to me. So I think maybe for next time I probably need to strategize where I'm going to try and place myself or place my car. Debris on the track, I still don't understand much about how it works with the new iRacing update. And weirdly enough, my brake bias was not set correctly. And it almost feels like a rookie mistake, but I still consider myself a rookie in that department. So yeah.
Well, you had a good showing and a good run with Jason there on the last couple laps. So we've got 3 races coming up still. You're new to the league. You just joined us last week. You had a great representation last week, but we've got 3 tracks coming up. We got Navarro, Sachsenring, and Barcelona, Catalunya. Any of those look at kind of a highlight for you to say, oh yeah, that's going to be my race?
Let's see. I haven't driven the second track. I've driven the first and the last one. Catalunya is very, very high downforce. I think it's probably a track that everyone is good at. I think Navarro, which is the next track, might be good, just because I've driven that a bunch. But yeah, I have no expectations for what's to come. I hope it goes well. Just gonna keep my head down and try and see what comes of it.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to seeing you the rest of the season, and I hope you join us for next season as well, as you just kind of dipping your toes here with the SRG guys. And while we got you in the booth, is there anything you'd like to thank or shout out?
Shout out or thank? Ryan. Ryan told me about this group, and I think, compared to a lot of other sim racing leagues, it's a lot better about the community aspect of it, which I think is what's missing from a lot of the other leagues. I don't participate in the chat too much, just because I'm new and I also don't check my phone that often. But I think I'm seeing good examples of people just being friendly, welcoming me, and having a lot of fun. So really happy about that. And I still want to thank him for helping me out at my last real life time attack event. But other than that, just here to have fun and see how it goes.
Awesome. Well, congrats on a good run tonight, Ope, and we look forward to seeing you the rest of the season.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ope. What a great night of racing tonight, Daniel. There was no lack of action with the SRG team here tonight.
Oh, absolutely not. These guys put on a great show, and I got to recalibrate, man. These drivers got these F4 cars, and this is the cleanest F4 racing I've ever seen. These guys are so respectful, and while still being super competitive, and they get after it, but they do it very cleanly. So it's exciting to see and be a part of, and really happy for them.
Yeah, no, that was definitely a very clean race tonight, as we've seen some other actions that were a little argy-bargy, but tonight was some pretty good clean action. For the production trailer driver, Adam Thompson, in the commentary booth, Daniel Hall, I am Mike Braun, and the upcoming events that we have here on on SMB, as I lost my spot, but upcoming events, we got the Ray Esports on Saturday, with the Formula Vs at 2:20 Eastern Time. On Sundays, we've got the Formula Fords at 12:45 Eastern, and then right behind them is the Spec Fords at Sunday at 2:45 Eastern. Then Sundays, we got XSLR, the Cross League Series, on Sundays at 8:10 p.m. Eastern. Tuesdays, we've got a full action of the American Muscle Series, which does never disappoint with a full field that they get. And then on Wednesdays, this is our fun night. We've got Ray Esports just ahead of us at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And right behind them is our Sim Racers group at 9:45. Next week, we will be coming to you from the track of Circuit de Navarro. I am Mike Braun, joined in commentary by Daniel Hall. And as I said a minute ago, our production driver, Adam Thompson, joining us. We are signing off here from Slow Motion Broadcasting. Have a great night and a good week.